disgusting. You got any hand sanitizer?
Yes, I do, in the bathroom.
Fucking dog stinks. No, your dogs, I mean, normally your dogs are fine and clean. Why don't you talk about the first time we met?
Why don't we just improvise?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Can you mind if I do a shot in between?
You do whatever you want.
Well, I don't care about that.
Yeah, you can't say that word.
Hey, listen, I feel like I deserve to win it because of my work, and if I don't win it, I'm going to say fuck really loud. Okay, so I'm sorry.
Do you remember what the first time you heard about it?
First time I heard about it, I think was from you. No, first time I heard about it,
Unger must have called
First
you,
time I heard about it was David Unger had.
Your agent. My
agent had called me up and said, Darren Aronofsky has a project he's thinking of you for. He'd like to meet with you. He said you were someone with your own mind, your own vision, to prepare myself with that I wasn't going to go in and steamroll you. Know?
Why, is that what you normally do?
If I don't have it, well, no, I don't do it anymore because one part of my downfall was just working with people that I didn't have any respect for, and I can't do that anymore because that's when I get in trouble. That's when I don't care about what time I come into work or, or even read the script or read the lines. Show up and mail it in, and that killed me. So
Right.
we agreed to meet. So
you chose the Italian restaurant.
I always choose the place to meet when I meet somebody for the first time because for me it's like meeting the enemy. So I want to meet at a place that I'm comfortable. And you said exactly what I thought you were going to. You told me how I fucked up my career for 15 years and I had all this potential and and I could do nothing but agree with you. And
I don't remember that conversation.
Then you gave me the thing. Look, I'd like to make this movie. I don't know if I'm going to make this movie or if I'm going to make another movie. And you said, but if I make this movie with you, and it's going to be you kept going into, and it's going to be very difficult because of your reputation, and you've been doing some good work lately, but they're still not ready to accept you, carrying a movie, which was all pretty much the truth. And then you looked at me and says, if we work together, you're going to have to listen to everything I tell you, do everything I say. You can never disrespect me. And I can't pay you. And I thought, this guy's got a lot of balls and he must be very talented to tell me all of those things in one breath. And I respected you right from the beginning because you were very direct and I expected, you said exactly what I kind of expected to hear out of you.
And I was thinking, okay, here's this guy who's, desperate, his life's fucked up.
I think what it was.
And I wasn't sure how you would respond to the material. And there was the other part about that you hated wrestling.
Well, I didn't. I didn't like. I wasn't. Yeah. I've never been a fan of wrestling. I mean, it was a sport until we got to do it. I had a preconceived idea that it was just a bunch of oversized guys, in tights, pretending that they're fighting.
Right.
And I didn't know. I didn't really understand that it's a certain kind of art and that it takes a certain amount of athleticism to do these moves and it is quite you do have to be quite an athlete to participate in it.
We actually talked about acting a bunch because you sent me a book that was like your Bible when you first came to New York. What was the name of that book? The Actors
on Method Acting by Esty. Yeah.
You talked about it and you sent me a copy of that with a nice note saying how much Loki liked me. And this wrestling picture would be really nice and that you would like to work with me.
Yeah, I read the script and I actually...
then we came down to Miami to deliver the script to you. You remember
I came to Miami to deliver it. And
I gave it to you and you called me half an hour after you got it and you started to give me notes on it. I said, what page are you up to? You said page 4. Yeah. And you called me 3 hours later and you started to give me more notes. I said, what page are you up to? You said page 4.
Wasn't really... hadn't really lived that life. Hey, Bella, shut the fuck up. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, I thought the script was ordinary when I read it, but I thought, if you and I could work together on it, we could make the most out of it.
Remember the first draft, there was you moved in with the stripper and the kid, do you remember that?
Right.
There was a whole different thing that we eventually changed.
Yeah.
I think you very much didn't like that. You didn't want the interaction with the kid.
No.
And then we created the daughter character.
Yeah, and I think by the time I got to the 5th page, I realized, okay, I'm going to base this character on this guy Magic, who was a friend of my brother's, who I knew for, 15 years. We used to pump iron in the.
Is he still around, Magic?
Yeah, yeah. He was from Texas. He's not out in California anymore, but he was a, professional wrestler that wrestled on the lower circuit. Bodybuilder wrestler that rode a Harley and had he had two giant hearing aids, but he had long bleach blonde hair, so you didn't really see the hearing aids. And then remember, I'd be talking to him or something, and my brother would go, "Bro, we can't hear you. You ain't got the fucking hearing aids in." I said, "Oh." And then we'd see Magic like turn them, he turned them up, and then you could actually have.
You remember that discussion we had on the hearing aid?
Yes, you didn't really want me to do the hearing aid because you were afraid I was going to use it as like a crutch or something, and I could understand your point of that, but
you didn't. You ended up not doing it. You found 1,000 other props to use as a crutch instead.
Yeah, I did. What? Like what? Give me one.
Every scene. Oh, the licorice.
The licorice.
The licorice was a bad one. Licorice is the only one that actually it made sense. It made sense. The licorice people like.
I didn't see the movie, so I don't remember all those.
Yeah. When are you going to watch the movie?
Probably in about a year from now.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not going to watch it at the New York Film Festival?
No.
You're not going to watch it in L.A.? Maybe.
I know exactly when I'm going to watch the movie.
When?
It's a secret.
Okay, I just want to be out of the country when you watch it, so I don't get my ass kicked. Be like, you got to change that take.
Oh no.
Like Mickey,
no.
the film's out on DVD. It's done. It's over.
No, yeah, that's why I don't watch it. Somebody asked me the other day, well, why don't you watch things? And I explained that many years ago I'd watched something and I didn't like the hat I was wearing or something, and I was sitting in dailies and I freaked. And I went to the director and producer and said, I wanted to wear a different hat. And I said, Mickey, we've already shot the scene. And I freaked. And it was like one of my first movies. It was like, it wasn't even like, And
I think you're a director at heart.
Hey, fat bastard, you're more welcome in here. All right, sit there and be quiet. You hear me? No, he's heavy breathing again. I also think the stuff that you allowed me to rewrite with you.
Rephrase.
Rewrite.
Rephrase.
The stuff that I rewrote.
That you rephrased.
Made it a better script than it was.
Yeah, when you changed broski to dude, it worked really well.
Yeah. And
no, we went through line by line.
Yeah, and I think the stuff, the scenes that I had,
yeah.
the scenes that I had with Evan that I rewrote.
That you rephrased.
That I rewrote. I think that made it a much better script and made the moments happen dramatically because they were close to moments that I had in my real life.
Yeah.
That I made it real. That the writer,
who did a great job,
wouldn't have been able to write that stuff because he hasn't experienced those kind of torturous experiences.
Yeah. All honesty, you were using them a little bit because you're a bit of a pussy.
I am a bit of a pussy, yeah. I'm a bit of a pussy, okay. I didn't really want to go to wrestling practice. I wanted to stay out all night and party and pick up pretty girls.
Okay,
yeah.
just to be honest, a little bit.
But wait a minute.
A little honest. So I was a bit tough on you for one reason.
You had to be tough on me because I was trying to get away with doing as little as possible.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I remember going up and over and wrapping my legs around his neck, and when I posted up, it was like, I think it was the proudest moment I've ever had on film because it was really a hard move. Really.
Oh, it was very hard, very hard.
And that just made my. It
was great.
It was really great.
You got up. I said, "We're done. Moving on." And you were like, "It was the only time we did one. I think it was one other time.
Yeah.
One other time we did one take when you went over the top rope.
Oh yeah.
That was the other time we did one take.
Yeah, I wrote Bruce a long letter, and I told him about Darren, and I told him that Darren's like one of these, special cats, and they come along once in a while. And I told him I thought it's the best work I've ever done. And it's
no, he did it before you even did it.
Yeah, but I mean, and he then called me in Miami one night and said I wrote a little something.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck, my friend. Best, love, Bruce. P.S. If the band comes to town, I'll give you a shout. And if you're in the vicinity, you're always got seats.
Can't do better than that, bro.
No, that's very nice.
But the scene on the seawall with Evan was actually, for me, a little confusing because it was actually a scene that I had with my father.
Right.
So it was weird because it was like the roles were reversed, and
Right.
so I had to.
You were playing your father.
Yeah, and it was weird. It was like I remember I met my dad when I was 26 for the first time, and I had a conversation with him, and it was a conversation that Evan and I were having. So
Right.
it was that was very kind of strange and difficult, and I didn't know. I didn't know how that was going to play out. You know, I've never had a child. And I think it was the moments where I think I had to deal with the fact that the time had gone by, and that I'm not going to really make it. You know, I'm not going to make it. I'm not making it back.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember what scene that was, but
Yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah.
it was an accumulation of scenes like that. Maybe even a couple of the scenes that aren't in the movie.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Everything's in the film that we shot.
Yeah.
Everything else has been burnt.
Yeah, I'll remember them. I like to be challenged, and in a very gentlemanly way, Darren knew how to push my buttons. Let's say I would nail a take and I knew it was really good. Darren would say, do it again. And I would say, well, I just did it, bro, right? Did we get it? He'd go, do it better. I do it, and then I went, whoa, I did it better. And then I think, okay, I go out now. And he go, come on. I said, give me one more. Give it to me. Bring it. Do it. And hit it again. Finally, he let me go home. But the fact that he knew how to challenge me to rise to another level, I appreciated that. You know, a director who commanded respect from everybody, and he earned it, and we gave it to him.